When this movie came out, my friend Ian and I watched it over and over again, and we kept saying, it's so bad, it's circled back around to good. But you know what? It's just good. It's amazing. The Wachowskis made a classic and a masterpiece. And because this is my channel, I'm going to spend the next couple minutes just ranting about how awesome it is.
I'm ready.
Let's start with the cinematography because these angles are awesome. The transitions are awesome. Everything is continuing to move and it looks so 2D and everything is bright and colorful. And it tells you right from the beginning that it's going to be insane. See? Colorful. The dialogue is mostly good for the most part, but then we also have lines like this.
I can't stand the whining. Like a baby needing its diaper changed.
But then we have this line that has lived in my brain rent-free since 2008.
Oh my God, was that a ninja?
More like a nanja. Terrible what passes for a ninja these days.
The set designs are fantastic. And I understand 90% of this movie is like CGI. Even the stuff that doesn't need to be CGI is CGI. We do, however, get a couple times where we get practical sets, and it is just as colorful and bright and vibrant as the rest of the movie. And what's even better is that when it gets to the more serious stuff and the way they use the lighting there, really shows contrasts between the really silly and campy parts and the really serious ones. And don't even get me started on the casting. You have some big hitters in here. You got John Goodman, you have Emile Hirsch, Christina Ricci, Susan Sarandon. They are absolutely great in these roles. They play it so well. They know it's campy, but they also take it with enough seriousness that the times when it needs to be serious, you really feel it. One of my all-time favorite characters in this movie isn't Speed Racer. It's Royalton. It is Roger Allam, because he comes in, he's sweet as pie, he's the best negotiator, he's trying to get Speed to get into Royalton Industries, and he almost has him. And when he doesn't get him, he goes from this very charming, charismatic guy to just this cartoonish villain.
You poor naive chump. I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that load of sickening schmaltz.
And it is amazing. And you believe him. You believe every word that's coming out of his mouth because both of how ridiculous and serious it is at the same time. And speaking of characters, you get some of the best character arcs I've ever seen in movies. John Goodman's Pops, okay? He lets Rex go.
You walk out that door now, you better not ever come back.
And loses him to a racing accident.
There's still no sign of driver Rex Racer.
And he is just distraught. So much he stops building cars, he stops doing anything to have to do with racing. And after that, he learns what his mistakes are. And when history repeats itself, he doesn't do it the same. He changes it. He realizes that he was wrong.
I want you to know I acted rashly. I said things I wish I hadn't.
And he just transforms on the inside of how he approaches it, and he lets Speed know that no matter what happens, he's still welcome home, and he can't do anything that would make him not proud of him. That is an amazing character arc for somebody who in the original anime never had anything like that in terms of character. He was just there. And Susan Sarandon's character, Mom Racer, doesn't have a whole lot to do in this movie, but when she is in the movie, she is the voice of reason. She makes you cry. She makes you wish that she was your mom. Because the speech that she gives to Speed will make a tear come down your eye. If not, you're a sociopath. But here, I'm not even going to explain it. Just watch it.
When I watch you do some of the things you do, I feel like I'm watching someone paint or make music. I go to the races to watch you make art, and it's beautiful.
Don't worry, I didn't forget. We also have the actual racing. There are 3 major races that we spend any amount of time on. The first is the introductory race. It not only gives you what the feel of the movie is going to be, how fast paced it is, how on the go it is, but it also includes all the backstory so seamlessly that you can't blink or you're going to miss something important. It's good. Then we have the second race, which is in Casa Cristo. This is when things have really gotten far down, and Speed needs to figure out how to get into the Grand Prix, right?
I know he blew up at Fuji, but this kid is flat out magic.
And through this race, you see the tension between the family. You also get to see how Speed deals with this pressure all on his own because he feels like he's by himself, even though he has Trixie there. But then Pop shows up and he's all pissed off, but he's doing it. Speed's just going anyway, right? He's like, I have this goal. I'm going to meet this goal. You can't stop me. That's determination, man. That is passion. That is sticking to your guns and sticking to what you believe is right. And who doesn't love that? Also, fun racing, like a beehive. Then we have the very last race, the Grand Prix. And it culminates with everything. And it just builds you up and builds you up. And you feel the tension between cutting back between the family and how Speed's feeling and the intensity of the race. And then suddenly, nothing. It's just calmness. Because Speed has crashed.
No, don't do this!
But then, he remembers what Rex said, feel the car. And he figures it out. And he starts speeding it. And he's remembering everything that got him there.
You don't climb into a T-180 to be a driver. You do it because you're driven.
And he is just full of adrenaline, and you can feel it in your own body from this screen. And then suddenly, the race ends, and the only thing you can do is cry because of how intense that race was. And it's the best relief when he crosses that finish line and he's won and he's realized that he's done it. He's beaten the corporate giants in his one little car with his very supportive family. And that movie will always be at my #1 spot. And unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever get a movie like that ever again.